really been a while since a save point. I mean, I'm good. You know, I've been making sure, just in case of a cutscene crash, but I don't know if I just missed one or... It's a really long stretch.
Over there!
We have to go after her for some reason. Into a nice... derelict... gross... hospital. Hospitals are a staple of the Silent Hill series. Well, I associate a lot of the imagery and iconography I remember from Silent Hill with, you know, hospitals, just based on, again, what I see at conventions. What I've seen of, like, you know, videos of it. It's a thing. The nurses are in, of course, you know, they're a popular cosplay. Got it. Finally. That's a long-ass distance, and I'm sure I missed one or two, but it's a long time since the last one. The potential for this illness exists in all people, and under the right circumstances, any man or woman would be driven like him to the other side. The other side, perhaps, may not be the best way to phrase it. After all, there is no wall between here and there. It lies on the borders, where reality and unreality intersect. It is a place both close and distant. It is the Twilight Zone. Some say it isn't even an illness. I cannot agree with them. I'm a doctor, not a philosopher or even a psychiatrist. But sometimes I have to ask myself this question. It's true that to us his imaginings are nothing but the inventions of a busy mind, but to him there simply is no other reality. Furthermore, he is happy there. So why, I ask myself, why in the name of healing him must we drag him painfully into the world of our own reality? Just that line, why must we drag him into our own reality? That's pretty, it's pretty heavy. Just let me stream in peace. Just want to keep streaming in peace. Vinny, you have to forgive yourself. Impossible. Again, it goes back to what Snake said at the end of Metal Gear Solid 2. It's like, what is reality? You know, what you perceive to be real, that's real enough. Okay, I don't like him. Don't like him. Little sister, can't you find another way? Kind of reminds me of the little sisters from BioShock. But I guess they're big sisters. Vinny, watching this game with an audience already feels off. I can only imagine what playing it with one must be like. Again, this is a you thing. I mean, I don't have any problem with it. Maybe I'm not cool enough, or whatever. A couple people have said that. I'm not forcing anyone to watch. I don't mind playing it with an audience. If I didn't play it with an audience, I probably would have never played it. So I'm glad that I'm doing that. There's a sheet of carbon paper still stuck in the typewriter. I can read the imprint left on it. I know the number of the box, 8345. I can't help him anymore. The button key doesn't scare me, so nobody can stop who I am. I don't know who I am is who I am is who I am is. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. And the reason I wouldn't have played this otherwise is because I wouldn't have the push. You know, chances are I would have been playing way less video games anyway. But streaming them... What? What's that noise? Streaming them encourages me to play all sorts of games that I never would have picked up. And that's very good. I'm glad that I've gotten a chance to experience Dead Space, for example, this, and like a million other games. Oh, this is a really horrifying sound. But we're gonna continue and pretend that, oh, you just teleported, that's fine. She does that a lot. What about Sunday streams? Say what you will about Sunday streams, but they've opened my mind. I've streamed probably hundreds, if not fucking thousands of games that I never would have played or known about otherwise. Genres I didn't even know existed. The way the nurses move, I know it's a direct inspiration from Jacob's Ladder. Vinny, I think what people mean, what you mean, is that Silent Hill's more intimate experience to them, especially a lot of the fans of the series, more usual, more entertaining experience. The whole public gaming element feels more out of place than with other games. Okay, I understand that, and I concede to your opinion, and that's cool. That makes more sense. It's like, yeah, it's an intimate game experience. It's a game where you want to experience the stuff alone in a dark room without commentary. But you know, I'm streaming it. So, but the thing is, like, you know, no one has to watch this. If it ruins the experience for anyone, then, you know, I mean, that sucks. I'm sorry. But it's just, I'm streaming it, and so that's it, I guess. But that's the thing with Silent Hill that I've noticed, is it comes back to a very intense fan base who is very passionate about the series. And it also comes to how is the correct way to play this game in line with other people's correct ways to play the game. But that's a lot of games and a lot of different series. God knows I've streamed plenty of them. I suppose if I watched someone play Chrono Trigger and they weren't really paying full attention to the story, I'd probably be a little pissed myself. Or maybe if they didn't do the side quests. I love the side quests in Chrono Trigger. I'd be pretty pissed about that too. Vinny, I renamed the characters in Chrono Trigger. Is that bad? No, I'm not that much of a purist. Vinny, what's your favorite horror movie? I don't know, we go through this a lot. It's hard to say. I mean, maybe I'm kind of basic, but I kind of like, The Shining, The Thing, Jacob's Ladder. Someone in chat just said The Last Jedi. The original Halloween was, I saw that when I was young. That really got me. But the slasher movies don't really do it for me anymore. Freddy Krueger scared the fuck out of me because it was more of an idea. That was an ingenious concept for a movie. Like, sleep isn't enough to escape the bad things because the bad thing is in your dreams. That's a real good way to fuck up someone's day. Birdemic, you know, I've seen Birdemic for the first time recently. Holy shit. I think I've told this story quite a bit, but I'll tell you one more time. Just since we're on the topic of movies. I saw The Exorcist way too young. My cousin didn't force me to watch it with him, but it was on and I wanted to see it. And so I watched it probably like 6 years old, 7. That is extremely nightmare-inducing, that movie. I was way too young for that shit, too. The Exorcist is kind of based on a true story, in case you didn't know. That's, I think, one of the reasons why later on in life, it still kept its, like, kind of fear level. Where I could have just chalked it up to being a scary movie. As I got older, I realized, oh, there have been exorcisms. Whether or not, you know, what they are, who the fuck knows, but there are stories, there's some famous ones. Is it all japes? Is it all propaganda? Is it some kind of mental illness that people prescribe devil to, which I think is probably, for me, my rational mind goes to that, where, you know, maybe it wasn't, back in the 60s and 70s, it wasn't something that people fully understood, and so they would just say, oh, this is the devil, so. But whatever the case is, you know, hearing about these exorcisms, and then watching the movie, that fucked me right up. That is not a fun thought to have when you're young. I missed something very specific, and I kind of just read what it was, and I'm not upset that I read the chat about it. That's okay. I would have been stuck here for a while. I would have gone back in every room one by one. Which normally, maybe on my own, I would have just dealt with. But I'm really okay with this. I'm just happy the big spoilers have been kind of not happening. And people generally haven't told me where to go until I got stuck. And even then, barely at that. So I missed... See, this is the thing. I was in here and I didn't think to touch the bloody jacket. So, examination room key, but I've been in here a couple times. So, this isn't the right examination room. Maybe, maybe it's a different floor. I'm gonna look around. Probably gonna go back downstairs and see if I can get to another examination room. There's a lot of me checking the map over and over and over again, isn't there? Vinny, did you ever stream BioShock? Weirdly enough, I haven't, even though kinda love that game. It'll happen eventually. I don't know when, but it'll you know, it'll have to happen eventually. Surprised I never streamed it. BioShock is a terrible stream game. What is it with the games that are off limits for streaming? What's going on here? I don't think it's a terrible stream game. Vinny, why do you keep reading those? I don't know! It's like, it's random. It's totally random. I just like to address them, to call them out a little bit. I think it's fun. Not even call out, not to be scummy, but I like to analyze the statement, discuss it, question it, get confused by it, and then eat pant live on stream. But really though, I don't know what class of, like, I get some games are probably better in a dark room with the lights out, just by yourself. I can understand that. I don't think BioShock is necessarily that specifically. It's a good game. It's got some spoop. But I remember seeing plenty of streams of BioShock. 8345. I hope that's the code. Let's see. Does Alien count as a horror movie? It does, right? I mean, it's suspenseful. It's body horror. It's like horror sci-fi. Well, then that's up there. That's one of my favorite movies, period, but that's also up there. With, I don't think this is the right code. Open. Nope. Well, I mean, it's like this. The reason I ask, is it a horror movie, because you could classify it as sci-fi / horror, or horror / sci-fi. Like, what is it first? What is it specifically? Does it really matter? No, I guess not. It's just conversation. Someone else just said, nice chat today. Does anything matter? Not really. Not when you think about it long enough. You know, the definition of insanity. Alright. I don't have the code to this. Let's keep exploring. Yeah, the paper says it's a code for the box, not a door specifically, but I mean, it was a combo of numbers. Combination of numbers, I figured maybe it's something, let me try it. But I have some more keys that I didn't have earlier, so let me try those. Yep, Darth Vader is here. Darth Vader has arrived. Okay, I didn't go into the day room. Yeah, I almost did the Always Sunny bit myself. I was tempted. There's another examination room in the middle. A lot of these rooms are really mashed together. 3rd floor patient wing hall, 7335. Are you posing? Mr. Vinesauce, I've heard you do the funny voice very good. Could you maybe please do the funny voice for me here today? Well, funny voice needs to be activated by a specific moment. If any of those moments occur during tonight's stream, you'll know about it. The funny voice. Australian Peter Griffin. What? Oh my god, Lois. What the fuck are you doing here, mate? Lois. What am I doing? These sounds... I don't even want to say it's music necessarily, but the sound I'm hearing right now is off-putting. Say the fucking least.
James. Wait a minute. I'm kind of tired. It's just a hangover.
You should rest.
So comfy.
I'm gonna go look for her. For Laura. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Comfy, huh? Yeah, well, good luck in here. I'm sure it'll be okay. Someone in chat just said, I'll leave you 5 feet away from murder nurses. Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be just fine. See, I do wish I played this game when I was younger, when things were a little bit more frightening for me. I'll be honest, even if I played this on my own today, it wouldn't have had the same effect on me as it would have if I was like 13, 14, like when it came out. I guess I was about 15, 16 when it came out. I think I would have really enjoyed that. Well, when I say enjoy that, I mean it would have scared the fucking shit out of me. I still do get a little scared from horror games. More unsettled. I like the psychological horror. It depends, I mean, you know, the Tattletale game had some pretty good fucking scares. And some games do end up scaring me, despite myself. Someone really doesn't want me to get in this. Louise, I'll take care of you forever. Forever. It is my destiny. Forever. That's interesting. 4444. Oh my god, Louise. Eternal Darkness was good. I guess that game came out around 2012. 2002 or 3, I meant. Like I said, like fucking 2012, what? But that game was surprising enough that it got me a lot. But I was also really enjoying the Devil's Lettuce at that time, where, you know, it hit me different to the point where I was like, oh yeah, I'll just have that Devil's Lettuce. Yeah. So, that probably added to the experience to some extent. May 9th, rain. Stared out the window all day. Peaceful here, nothing to do. Still not allowed to go outside. May 10th. Still raining. Talked with the doctor a little. Would they have saved me if I didn't have a family to feed? I know I'm pathetic, weak. Not everyone can be strong. May 11, stream's anniversary. Rain again. The meds made me feel sick today. If I'm only better when I'm drugged, then who am I anyway? May 12th, my birthday. Rain as usual. I don't want to cause any more trouble for anyone, but I'm a bother either way. Can it really be such a sin to run instead of fight? Some people may say so, but they don't have to live in my shoes. It may be selfish, but it's what I want. It's too hard like this. It's just too hard. May 13th. It's clear outside. The doctors told me I've been released. That's what I've got to go home. That I've got to go home, sorry. The diary ends here. There are no more entries. What was a diary doing up here? I have theories. I'm not going to articulate them just yet. I like that I just have theories and no... Oh, not this skunk again. Oh my god, no. No, James, no! You alright, lad? Jesus. Special treatment room. Got anything for a broken back? Speaking of eternal darkness. May the rats eat your eyes. Turn, turn, turn. The numbers, better not forget them. So, I'll write them down here. The other one, my secret name. It's either 1714 or 1914. So, it says turn, so my initial reaction is that it's the fucking... the padlock. Instead of the, well, padlock isn't the right word. What would you call that kind of lock? As opposed to the digital lock. Swirly lock?
Yeah, it's a little swirly dirly, you know what I mean? Me and John, we used to have a little swirly competition, you know what I mean? See who could do the swirl, pull it off better, you know? You know, just pulling off a little twist at the end there. Twist and shout, what do you think that meant, man?
Oh, I did the funny voice by accident. There you go, there it is. I need me some of them disappearing locks. There's still more in there. Suspense is killing me. No, I'm wrong. There are a few hairs inside. Should we check on the the Mary facsimile clone?
James, I want to ask you something. What if you can't find Mary? What will you do?
I haven't thought about that.
Such a simple piece of dialogue. Barely anything to it. And yet, I got a lot out of that. He's on this thing. He's gotta find Mary. That is his sole thing. That's what he has to do. To the point where he hasn't even considered that there might not be another way. A poor son of a bitch. Yeah, when I saw that you could do combine plus use, it kind of clicked. Also, that's still fucking disgusting. Cool place to play.
Laura?
Huh? You know my name?
Eddie told me.
That big fat blabbermouth.
How do you know about Mary?
What's the big deal?
Why can't you just tell me?
You gonna yell at me if I don't?
No, I won't.
I was friends with Mary. We met at the hospital. It was last year.
You liar! Laura,
Fine, don't believe me.
But last year, Mary was already... I'm sorry, Laura. Anyway, let's go. We can talk about this later. This is no place for a kid.
Wake up, James.
There are all sorts of strange things around here. I can't believe you haven't even gotten a scratch on you.
Why should I? Wait, there's something I gotta get.
Later, okay?
But it's really important.
What is it?
A letter from Mary.
Huh?
I wanna go get it. Is that okay?
Yes, yes.
Come on, hurry up.
Is it in there?
Yeah, in the back.
What are you doing, Laura?
It's further back in the desk.
Oh my god, James. James!
Laura! What are you doing?
Ha ha, I tricked you.
Open the door, Laura.
Why should I? I'm a liar, right? Want me to open it? Huh?
The
Do
biggest
ya?
little shit on the planet.
What's the magic word?
Laura?
Okay, I guess I won't open it. I think I'll just leave you like this.
You snotty little brat! Open up!
Why, you,
Laura?
you fuckers!
Fart face. Combat system reminds me quite a bit of Eternal Darkness. I don't like these. I mean, it's simpler. Oh, I don't like that siren.
James.
Now I'm starting to wonder how Jacob's Ladder is this. Is that siren a direct reference to like some kind of war? Ooh, fuck. Some kind of war James was... I'm just talking to myself. You know, because in Jacob's Ladder, Tim Robbins' character was in war. Also, the jacket is the same as the one that Tim Robbins... That's his name, right? Tim Robbins? So, at least we got through some of the hospital. Most of the hospital, perhaps. The story continues to unfold in weird ways, and I don't know what the hell's going on, despite my suspicions. I like it so much. I'm not just saying that. It is appropriately creepy, with lots of subtext, and just, yeah, psychological horror. Not your traditional horror game, but then again, this is also a game that influenced a fuckload of other games, so it's good to go back to the original, or the source of a lot of that. And we'll continue this next time. I'm having a good time with it. To be continued.